Are you a hardworking dad, juggling family responsibilities while dreaming of building wealth through real estate? Welcome to the Invested Fathers Podcast, where we explore how to balance investing and fatherhood. I'm your host, Kenny Johnson, founder of East West Capital. Over the past 5 years, I've been buying real estate to free up my time and secure my family's future. Now I'm here to help you do the same. Join me as we navigate the real estate world together, building wealth and strengthening our families. As my grandma always said, East West, home's best. In today's episode, I will be covering the differences between being a passive investor and an active investor, helping you determine what might be the best path for you. I'll be sharing the most money I've lost on a flip, as well as the most money I've made on a flip, revealing some of those numbers. All right, let's dive in. When it comes to real estate investing, newcomers often wonder about the best approach into building their portfolio. Much like with stocks, you have options, primarily between active and passive real estate investing. Each path offers unique benefits and challenges that I would say are particularly important for the first-time investor to consider as they embark on their real estate journey. So let's navigate together through these options. Active real estate investing. Let's start there. Here are the top 4 reasons I have that are pros to become an active real estate investor. One is direct control. Active investing is like being the captain of your own ship. You make all the decisions from selecting properties to managing them. This direct control can be incredibly rewarding, allowing you to implement strategies that maximize returns. Number 2 is potential for higher returns. With greater risk comes greater potential for rewards. Active investors can buy, renovate, and sell properties or manage rental properties, aiming for profits above market averages. Hands-on experience. No better way to learn about real estate investing by diving in head first. Active investing provides invaluable hands-on experience, teaching you about the market, negotiations, renovations, and property management, if you care to learn those things. And then finally, tax advantages. Active real estate investing can offer significant tax benefits, including deductions for mortgage interest, property taxes, operating expenses, depreciation, and repairs. So not everyone's ready to quit their jobs and become an active real estate investor. Let's tap the brakes and look at the cons. High time commitment. Active investing can be a full-time job. Managing properties, dealing with tenants, navigating real estate transactions require significant time and effort. Granted, most of the stuff will not happen all at once in a given week, but it can. So depending on what else you have going on, just know that there is that variable. Number 2, higher risk. With the potential for higher returns comes increased risk. Market fluctuations, unexpected repairs, vacancies, problem tenants, those can all impact profitability. I know that well. Number 3, capital intensive. Getting started in active real estate investing can require a substantial amount of capital. Buying properties outright involves down payments or buying them in cash, which is what most people want nowadays, closing costs, and funds for renovation. Granted, there are ways to structure buying properties without putting out a ton of cash. In a later episodes, we'll talk about seller financing and some fun, creative ways to get into deals without having $300,000. Number 4, stress and complexity. Being responsible for all decisions and management tasks can be stressful, especially for new real estate investors. The complexity of property management, legal requirements, and financial risk can be daunting. All right, so that was all active real estate investors. Let's now flip the coin to the passive real estate investor. Just to define that, what I consider a passive real estate investor is someone who is writing a check to another investor, becoming a partner or being a debt owner, lender, where they do not have to be involved in anything other than just receiving updates on how things are going. The pros of this are lower time commitment. Passive investing allows you to benefit from real estate without the day-to-day responsibilities. This can be ideal for investors looking to diversify their portfolio without becoming landlords. Number 2, access to professional management. Investments like real estate investment trusts or REITs or real estate crowdfunding platforms are managed by professionals, reducing the burden on individual investors and potentially mitigating risks. 3, diversification. Passive investing can offer exposure to a variety of real estate sectors, including commercial, residential, industrial, and retail properties without requiring direct ownership. 4, lower entry costs. Passive real estate investments allow investors to start with less capital than required for buying properties directly. This can make real estate investing accessible to a wider audience. And the cons: limited control. Investors have little to no say in the day-to-day management of the properties. Decisions are made by fund managers or platform operators, which may not align with your own preferences. Number two, potentially lower returns. While investing offers the advantages of diversification and lower risk, it may also result in lower returns compared to actively managed properties, especially after fees are taken into account. Number three, market risk. Like any investment, passive real estate investments are subject to market risk. Economic downturns, changes in real estate market conditions, and interest rate fluctuations can affect performance. And finally, for less tax advantages, passive investments typically offer fewer tax deductions and benefits compared to active investing, where direct property ownership allows for a wide range of tax write-offs. I hope that list helps spell out some things for you guys. And maybe those are things that you've heard before or already know, but you're still in that analysis paralysis phase of, what do I do? So here's a word of encouragement. If you've been on the sidelines or on the fence trying to just get involved in real estate, but that plunge of dropping 50K, it could be 100K, it could be 500K, feels like a huge jump, please let me recommend partnering with somebody. And there's lots of ways to partner. There are ways that you can be 50-50 on a deal. And of course, there's a lot that goes into this kind of stuff. But for the sake of this podcast, just know that there's ways to partner where you could mitigate your involvement and risk, which also mitigates maybe your returns, but allows you to get into the flow and the feel of investing in real estate. I told you that I would share some of my numbers with you guys. I bought a lot of properties last year, and there was a landlord that was getting out, and his life was more or less going down the tubes, and he had some rentals that just were not performing very well because they were managed very poorly. I made the mistake of buying a lot at once without having crews ready to get these things turned around quickly. And because of that, I ended up really losing a lot of money that could have been in my pocket, but ended up just going toward interest, toward lenders or banks. So believe it or not, I have yet to lose money on a flip, which I know that day is coming, I'm sure. Just the longer you do this, that happens. But there was a deal that I made $3,000 on, which was less than a 3% return just by holding on it too long. And if anyone's done this before, the projects always go longer than planned and they always go over budget. So you plan for that. The most money I made on a flip was a deal that I partnered with another guy on. We call those JVs, joint venture projects. It was a flip that was a few hours away. We just bought it incredibly low. The seller needed to get out, and we hit the market just right on this specific location in this neighborhood being very desirable, and a few properties selling that really boosted our comps. And my partner and I walked away with $130,000 each. And that was in about a 6-month turnaround. That was a life changer for me. That was the most money I've ever made in that short amount of time. As you can see, as an active investor, you potentially can walk away with a lot of money, or you can walk away with lots of headache and potentially lose money. So I hope that helped shed some light on what could happen to you guys. Whichever path you guys choose, real estate investing can be a valuable addition to any investment portfolio. And you just have to ask yourself, is this something I want to do long-term or short-term? And how much time and energy am I wanting to put into this? Thank you for listening to this episode of the Invested Fathers podcast. If you liked this episode, we would love for you to click subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. We appreciate all of your hard work as a father and look forward to our next episode together.